PvP alert level, medium. New marker alert level, dangerous. Yes, despite my failing dry marker, very dry erase marker, we are adjusting the PvP alert level to medium. The latest update for Pokemon GO, version 0.131.1, has started rolling out on Android. And remember, as always, these updates start rolling out, the APK comes out to a very small percentage, like 1% of all Android users get the update, and that's so Niantic can see if there are any serious bugs. If there are, they stop the rollout. If there aren't any bugs, they continue pushing it out to more and more users. Again, iOS, not available yet on iOS, nothing in the App Store. The App Store typically takes longer for approval than Android. So once this update starts rolling out to more Android users, becomes available on iOS, we can set the alert level to high. Once the update is forced, we are on red alert. What's higher than high? Dangerous, I guess, right? Dangerous levels. That should come sometime this week. In the meantime, though, before we get into the update, here's an update on what I've been doing. Playing Smash. Literally played 20 hours of Smash with my friends between yesterday and the day before. And I'm probably going to play a few more hours after making this video. Pokemon Go wise, I went out to get some food earlier today, and this happened. I found a full odds shiny Makuhita, a shiny I don't have until now. Full odds, just walking out for some food. I was just as surprised as you are, but it seems like my luck is turning around. All I had to do was pretty much not play Pokemon Go all week. I don't buy the theory that shinies are more common for people who don't play as often, but I have been getting more shinies lately. And not just a shiny, but a shiny with good IVs, so I'm pretty happy about that. Might even make it to Ultra League levels. We'll see. Alright, enough with the life updates. We're talking PvP update now. Again, the APK is rolling out, and as always, the Sylph Road got a hold of it, tore it down, and Dromps has posted everything that they found inside. It is quite a bit. It's a lot of new game data, new lines of code, all of it, almost all of it, relating to the imminent PvP release. Now, a lot of it is very detail-oriented, as Dromps usually is. He goes into the code. I'm not going to go too much into that. I don't want to try to break down exactly how everything's going to work based on the code that we're seeing. Again, if you want to see it, it's linked in the description. It was a Reddit live thread, so it's formatted a little differently than you're probably used to. But all the info's there if you want to go deep into what is new in the APK. As for myself and this channel, we're going to talk about the implications that this code has on PvP, because it reveals a little bit of new stuff that we didn't know beforehand. Now, obviously there's a ton of code setting up PvP, making the entire system work. There's new code for creating battles, keeping track of your stats, looking at friendship level, all of that. We don't really need to go into detail on that, do we? There are a couple new medals, new badges added for PvP that you'll be able to unlock and make progress towards. But the interesting stuff, in my opinion, the interesting stuff is that sound effects for a few new moves have been added. There were moves in the APK that were added alongside early Gen 4 releases. Moves like Power Up Punch, like Super Power. A lot of these moves have attack and defense buffing or debuffing stat changes attached to them in the main series. So we'll get to that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm excited. New moves are being added, so we can see there's definitely hints that these new moves are going to become available probably alongside PvP's release, which again also hints to me that existing Pokemon are going to have their move pools updated or expanded or changed. So Pokemon moves are probably going to change. I'm also thinking maybe the stats of specific moves are going to change. So again, like I said in the previous video, we can't really do too much comparison of who's going to be good in PvP right now, because all the stats that we have to look at are probably going to be adjusted. Almost all the stats, not base stats, move stats and stuff like that. So again, included among those moves are Skull Bash, Leech Life, Crab Hammer, Octazooka, Superpower, Crush Claw, Drain Punch, Earth Power, Mirror Shot, Acid Spray, Leaf Tornado, Fell Stinger, Power Up Punch. And also sound effects for Buff Attack, Buff Defense, Debuff Attack, Debuff Defense. Remember when I said that those moves, a lot of them have stat changes associated with them? Well, it looks like we might actually see stat changes in the Pokemon GO PvP battle system. Again, this is not entirely clear how this is going to work just from the data alone. We'll have to see once PvP is released, but there is a lot of new code to support attack buffs, attack debuffs, defense buffs, and defense debuffs. The buffs and debuffs appear to have different levels, so there's buff level 1, 2, and 3, and debuff level 1, 2, and 3, so you'll actually be able to raise or lower attack and defense in stages. The higher you go, the more the stat is affected. And again, let me say, remember, we don't know exactly how this is going to work. It might be related to moves, it might be added on as secondary effects of moves in the battle system, or it could have another way that it works entirely. Maybe Pokemon are buffed based on the league you're playing in. I think in combat, in battle, stat changes based on moves are probably the most likely, but we don't know for sure. I just feel like I always have to repeat that. We don't know if that's exactly how it's going to work. There's just a lot of code to support it. Alongside potential for stat changes, there's also support for the new charge mechanics, the new shielding mechanics. It appears that there are different levels of shields, although we don't know exactly how that's going to work, if maybe it's based on timing. Good shield, great shield, excellent shield. There's also thresholds for charging your charge attacks. Nice, great, excellent. There are some words we're familiar with. So as we've seen in video footage from Andrew Goldfarb and from other sources, now when you use a charge attack, you actually get a second window to power up that charge attack even further by furiously tapping on your screen. So the speed of your the speed of your taps actually matters now. The code shows that there are different thresholds for that, so presumably depending on how fast you tap or how many times you're able to tap during that charge up window, it's going to apply a modifier to your moves and deal increased damage. Alongside the charge attack bonus multiplier, there's also code for a fast attack bonus multiplier, although Jeromps says he couldn't find any code to support how a fast attack bonus multiplier would work. And then of course there are multipliers that we already know, like same type attack bonus, that's stab, defender minigame multiplier, minigame bonus variable multiplier. So definitely hints that there are a lot of new variables at play in the PvP system. Again, another reason why we can't accurately predict who's going to be the best in the system, because, well, clearly we don't know all the details of the system, so it's impossible to compare at this point. Now, without going into too much more detail, the main takeaways that I want to look at here are, again, new moves are coming, move pools will probably be adjusted, stat changes will be possible within the PvP system, although again, let me just say, that might not be available in version 1.0 in the initial release. We could see that added or made live at a later time. This could be leftover code, it could be unused code, but there's a lot of code for it, so hopefully it's coming. As for what's actually live in the update right now, there are a few small things. You can change your skin color, there are new skin tones and new hair colors, so if you want to better match your own look or come up with a brand new look for yourself, that'll be available with this update. And this is not necessarily update related, this will be live for everyone, but Adventure Sync rewards seem to have been buffed. We don't know exactly what new items are possible, we don't have a full range, a full list, but as people keep hitting 9 a.m. Monday in their local time, hopefully they'll continue to report their new Adventure Sync findings, and we'll figure out exactly what the new tiers of Adventure Sync rewards are. Again, alert level. Can you see it from here? I can't even see it from here. Alert level medium. When the update is available on iOS and rolls out to all Android users, we'll go up to level high. Does that make sense? And then when that update becomes a forced update, it's time. Again, that could probably happen this week, sometime this week. Keep an eye on Twitter, my Twitter. Keep an eye on the iOS App Store. Let me know as soon as you see the update available. And sorry this video is kind of short, and another one of me just sitting here talking to you, but I really want to play Smash. Again, don't forget, we're building competitive play over at the Sylph League Arena. That's also linked down in the description, so if you're interested in competitive play and seeing how that shapes up, come follow us. Hang out. Until then, more Smash.